Oh, it's here. Playing some Tyranny today. We're doing the full Tyranny Let's Play. So I will be here until 9 o'clock. I've got some water here ready for me. I've got all this stuff set up. I'd like to apologize first off for yesterday. This was supposed to happen yesterday, and then everything went to hell. Literally everything went to hell. So, here it is. Tyranny. Let's start the new game. I'm excited. I don't know what any of these games are. Normal. Yeah. Forgives a few mistakes in combat. Sounds like something I'd want. Alright. I've been excited to play this for a while. Ever since Twitch announced that it was going to be one of their free Twitch Prime games. I believe it's still available if you would like to go grab it. I could be wrong. But as part of the Prime Day celebration thing that's going on, Twitch has been giving out a lot of free games. I've picked up all of them. If you're going to give me a free game, I'm going to pick it up. Looks pretty interesting. I'm wondering if this is going to be kind of like Overlord, but more like an RPG combat scenario. Basically, you're the bad guys. And you get to decide. Basically, evil is one, and you have to decide what you're going to do in the new world. I was not prepared for... Ow. Okay.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spy master and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
All right. In the Northern Empire where you were born, men enjoy equal protections from the law of the Overlord Kairos. Southern lands of the tiers, only men may own or captain ships. Real estate is restricted to women. Men may lease, but durable ownership of the land in the tiers always passes from eldest daughters or sister. When sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens, those without a profession or family lands to work can find purpose by pledging service to one of the Overlord's mighty Archons. Criminals, derelicts, and others are often conscripted into the armies of the Archon. A child cannot forge his own sky, and he will certainly find one in battle. This is more like me. Kind of my body type. Definitely need to be paler. Alright. Cool. Face and hair. Choices here. Terrible. Kind of the hairstyle. Getting a little long. That was how my hair was today. I got up, I was like, that doesn't look too bad in the mirror. Looked at it in the webcam as I was setting everything up, and I'm like, sweet Jesus, I look terrible. Alright, I think there's more hairstyles. I'm just gonna go with the messy boy. Gotta get that darkened blonde I get going. One of these is closest to me. Like that. That'll work.
Quiet down. My wounds are slowing me down. I need rest.
Interesting.
It's a battle!
Good work.
You learn something every day. That wasn't so hard.
Alright, portrait. Oh, I like the death mask. I don't even know what class I'm going to be. I hate having to pick a portrait before I pick a class because generally the class is influencing the portrait. For example, this is a rogue, a mage, this is a warrior, this is a ranger. I'm going to go with this guy because he can kind of get away with more things. How did you join Kairos' army? Today you are a Fatebinder, agent of the Archon of Justice. You are by no means free, but as a warrior scholar deputized with discretionary powers to interpret and execute the laws of the Overlord Kairos. Freer than most. One does not apply to be a Fatebinder, one is called by Tunon the Archon of Justice. Line is death. Millions of men and women live in the dozens of realms ruled by the Overlord. How did you stand out from amongst his teeming mass of desperation and insignificance in the Archon? A good phrase. Teeming mass of desperation and insignificance. War mage. Few of the combination wits and courage to be accomplished casters and warriors, and those cursed with such a combination of talents are invariably pulled from their mundane lives and assigned to the armies of the Archons. The earliest memories are a painful slog of training, study, lecture, and exhaustion, all the elements of being groomed for battle. You knew better than to ask what became of your family, nor to question the missives allegedly penned by their hand that were part of your earliest lessons in reading. When you reached adulthood, Tunon the Adjudicator came to the barracks and laid claim to your life, seeing you as too valuable for the full battle. The Archon of Justice spent dedicated art, punitive legal remedy. You had much to learn in matters of civil discourse. None could deny your bright future. Tunon's neck. Wall break. Piece of crime you most certainly did commit. You most certainly did commit. You stood before Tunon the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, and argued your case with eloquence and conviction. Impressed by your logic, reason, and confidence, he found you guilty anyway. Oh, I love these little twists in the norms. It is rumored that Tunon selects many of his agents from his prisoners, who better to catch the wicked than those versed in such ways. Mercy, Tunon offered you the choice of two sentences: decades languishing in prison or a lifetime serving him in the court of Fatebinder. The choice was an easy one. Instead of seeing the inside of a cell, you were trained in letters and numbers. As you once broke our numbers to an apprentice. Even proud of your intelligence, your parents always knew you were too smart for a life spent with your hands in the soil. Looking to a brighter future, your parents struck a bargain with the Seven Tree Guild, a small magical order willing to use letters, numbers, and names. Capable. For several years, you learned much from the mages, mastering reading and writing faster than the rest, and eventually learned the basics of and spellcraft. Your magical studies came to an abrupt halt when the voices of Nera, Archon of Secrets, deemed the guild a peacetime distraction. Must be disbanded for the upcoming war. Its mages assigned to proper armies. While your peers went on to other guilds, your mind was seen as too valuable to be wasted on. Instead, your life was claimed by Tunon, Archon of Justice. These are cool. Well written. Noble sign. Born to noble parents, you were groomed for leadership. Your youth spent on letters, history, rhetoric, and other matters of culture and statecraft. Though you had wealth and creature comforts, you were expected to grow up quickly and bear the honor of shepherding others through prosperity and war. Parents came under accusation of sedition. You were sent to the court of Tunon, Archon of Justice, family's actions. Parents were found guilty. They're sentenced to dissolution of the treasonous estate. Eloquently pleading your own ignorance on your family's actions, you negotiated your most important deal yet: immunity from the crimes of your family for the simple cost of swearing guilty to the Archon himself. But the unwilling induction, your education and savvy made you a valuable addition to the Archon's cadre forces. As long as you remain in good standing, your family just might be allowed to live. Hunter. When the leader of your home village spoke out of turn once you One time too many agents of the Overlord put the whole town to torch to contain the spread of insubordination. The founding Viper tribe came across the smoking ruins of your village, and when the Beast Matriarch found you frozen but unafraid, the mighty leader took you in and raised you with the protection of her tribe. For years you lived with these wild beastmen in their migratory homes throughout the mountains. Founding Vipers were a dying breed. Each long winter took a greater toll than the last, and once the dwindling tribe was too weak to defend its lands, disfavored soldiers came to dispense of the ravenous scavengers your tribe had become. Finding a human amongst the wild tribe, the disfavored soldiers made a point of taking you alive. News of the wild child of the north eventually spread to the Archon of Justice. He ordered you released from captivity and available into his pit fighter. Not wishing to pay to feed and house too, the madam that purchased your mother sold you to the Proof, Northern Empire's bloodiest, most notorious fighting arena. Given only enough training to assure the show isn't over too soon, your natural prowess and survival instinct led you to one victory after another. There's no elegant swordplay, no formalized duels, just brutal melee and the stench of blood, shit, and bronze with each day's gruesome necessity. It is said that any fighter that slays a dozen others in the grand melee is given her freedom, but in 300 years, only 3 warriors have ever walked away from the proving ground. When the closing horn sounded and 13 corpses laid at your feet, you became the 4th to be granted freedom to thunderous applause. Autonomy was short-lived. Within days, word of your accomplishment made its way to the Archon of Justice. You had your freedom, and then you got conscripted anyway. That's kind of a dick move. Soldier. Unable to settle the year's accounts with grain, your parents offered you as a tithe to the Overlord instead. Seeing your first battles as a child, you've known all your life how to fight, how to stay calm at the sight of blood and disembowelment, and rely on your fellow warriors. Being smarter than the average killer, you were groomed for command and given an education in letters and numbers. Rumors of war would seem recruitment into the disfavored legion would be the obvious match for your skills, but the Archon of Justice is known to say that good iron is not used for swords and good minds are not used for soldiers. Claimed by Tunon, you were instead drafted in the Court of Fatebinders, where your martial skills were put to use in the enforcement of Kairos'. Finally, diplomat. Leaning towards either pit fighter or war mage. Though they would never tell you why, Kairos bestowed great wealth upon your family for some unmentioned service. And your parents used his wealth to have you raised far from home. Childhood was a nomadic tour of Terratus with hired scholars and fleeting friendships. Brothers had stability and routine. You had a worldly and varied education. Careless word in a far-flung city landed you in legal trouble, and you were taken before Tunon the Adjudicator and made to stand trial. Not only did you plead your innocence, but you turned the accusations around on the accuser for wasting the court's time, and the Archon of Justice concurred. Used by your wit, wisdom, and adaptability, Tunon claimed you as his newest influence. Oof. Okay, so it's between diplomat, pit fighter, and war mage. Let me just do one thing really fast. That's done. Let's see. I think that I want to be a war mage diplomat. We're going war mage. Alright, you were trained in the following combat style. Let's see. The weapon shield puts you in the front line of combat, standing between enemies and your allies. Holding a shield will slow down your attack rate slightly, but give you good defensive bonus. 6 one-handed weapons, plus 5 parry, plus 4 athletics. I don't want a great sword. Short bow. Short bow is a weapon choice for those who choose to attack from a distance, avoiding direct engagement with their enemies. Bows, dodge, subterfuge. Spell. Atrophies. Bows. I'm gonna go with a bow. We're gonna go with a short bow. Yeah. Here's an ability. Heart shot. Low target versus dodge. Delay your aim to focus on target and additional action for this type. Hobble. Target your feeling speed. Secondary expertise. Believing that all of his agents should be well-rounded, Tunon ordered that you receive training in a secondary combat style. Fate binders are often deployed into treacherous circumstances. One's ability to adapt to unexpected changes, sudden violence, legal entanglement can represent the difference between life and death. Spear and shield sounds good. Wielding weapon shield between the front line. I kind of want that. Double bonus into short bow. Actually, no. Since we're gonna do that, I kind of want to pick this. Oh god, you look terrible. So dumb. I kind of want to pick this one and then have the secondary focus be the short bow. Shield slam, slam shield against targets, dazing them. Power overhead attack that can targets on. Like Sunder. I want short bow. Ability, hard shot. Alright, there's my specialization. Alright, banner customization. Character colors. Dark purple. Blue. Banner colors. Alright. Gray and these banners are terrible. I didn't like that one. Kinda cool. Dude, that one's like that one. I'll take that one. What's your name? Shedley do right. Just for fun. Alright. Attributes. Might determines physical strength. Might and finesse sound pretty important to my characters. Yes, your ability and spell. Vitality seems important as well. It's resolve. Finesse is the armor. Sure. I'll put defense health. Alright. Bows, one-handed weapons. I want to bump this one up to 30. I don't care about any of the rest. This at 35. Alright, support skills. Athletics 29, parry, subterfuge. Cool. We want to continue. Conquest. Selecting the conquest option will allow you to play through Kairos' conquest of the tiers. Choosing your character was involved in the invasion. This gives you the most control over the starting state of the game. Other factions will character. Boom. Let's do it. Going all in.
All the world has fallen to Kairos. And now the Overlord's eye is on the tiers, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. Two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
Oh.
In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tiersmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tiers sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Conquest! During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions during Kairos' invasion of the tiers, shaping the world through which you will ensure with the choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the tiers respond to you. Decisions matter. Choose wisely. Year 1 of Kairos' conquest. The Bastard City stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tiers. Built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between realms, the city was a nexus of commerce. Tiers, it was the center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading. Symbolic status as a gate continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' army. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the tiers. Kairos' will is insurmountable. Token, Gates of Judgment. The first major engagement of the war, Kairos' armies crossed the mountains and established a foothold. Both armies sent their forces to prepare the way. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the conquest. Real combat unfolded with advanced units of both armies preparing for the coming war. Favored and Scarlet Chorus each had a plan to infiltrate the capital city. Which army did you? Skills to the elite disfavored scouts capture border garrison. Raven Ash insisted that an early victory in the offense would boost the morale of his troops and diminish the haughty overconfidence of the Southerners. During the Scarlet Chorus is a raided village and small towns, conscripting every able-bodied man and woman in the army. The voices of Narat emphasized the reports of conscription and enslavement over bloodshed. Apparently, soldiers minded. The Oathbound scouts identified a modest border defense and collaborated on an organized attack that would leave the enemy uncoordinated and cut off from aid. They oversaw the preparations and offered your opinions on the strategy. Flashings of swords and spears fell to silence, followed by the cheering of disfavored scouts. You were the least. Okay. Found an ally within the city to prepare the way for the armies. Bastard resident fire mages threatened the first leg of the Kairos forces. With the border garrison captured by your disfavored allies, you traveled ahead of Kairos' cities and lurked in the shadows of the battle. City, you decided that converting one of the loyals to Kairos' side would help bring the city to its knees. All corruption. Enlisted a bitter captain of the guard to sell military secrets to his favored. Better that Kairos' fortress march. You came in an arrangement with a well-connected smuggler who knew how to sneak agents at the Dallas Chorus behind the city walls. Scarlet Chorus were better operatives than soldiers, and this work required a sub. First opponents in the Bastard City were the mages of the School of Wrath. Too barbaric to use their power responsibly, their unbridled practitioners needed to be. How did you trick the hot-tempered mage? Doing. Lured the hot-headed mages to an ambush where a legion of disfavored waited to spring a trap. Soldiers were hungry for a chance to subdue the arcane brand. Tricked the guild leaders into meeting with the voices of Narat, Archon of Secret. Archon was notorious for his cruel and mysterious interrogation technique. We're gonna go with this. There are few who describe what horrors the Archon of Secrets visited upon his enemies during the conquest. Whether the elder mages knew little of the Archon's reputation or met with him out of curiosity, it didn't matter. Once the flap of the Archon's tent closed, none of them were heard from again, save for a strangled cry of alarm that ended just as swiftly. Leaderless, the School of Wild Wrath fell into disorder, and their remaining members were slain by the disfavored or conscripted into this. Your tactics of infiltration placed you in the Bastard City ahead of the main armies. Your work softened the city defenses for the arrival of Kairos' forces, but you wanted a decisive gesture that would give your allies a meaningful advantage. How did you assist in the fall of the Bastard City? Spread fear through assassination, incite a riot, duel the city marshal. Challenge the commander of the Bastard City defenses to an honorable fight to the death. Disfavored, wish to spare soldier lives for the back of the head and civilian lives for the nation. Your ground in the face of defeat. Time you'll regenerate health rapidly, but your damage is... During palm, gather heated energy into your hands. Spreading where Kairos, you converted the poor and disaffected into a hidden army with the Scarlet Chorus. Once the dust settled, the army pulls through it. Stealing shadows, critics swab. Shadows you eliminate. No, I'm gonna honorably duel. City Marshal was an old but experienced fighter, and his value to the guard was an accepted truth. After making guarantees for your protection, you met him where the market district, fought in the view of the 10 onlookers. Battle drew on longer than you thought possible. Good fortune struck when an ornamental chain hanging from the marshal's armor snagged the quillion of his sword, granting you the opportunity swiftly. Kairos' forces celebrated your return to camp and the pollution of enemy myrrh. All agreed that Bastard City settled in a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kairos' banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumors of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as judge and overseer of the settlement of Lethian's crossing, or as war advisor with the armies advancing into the realm of Apex. Troops of the mountain realm of Apex stood idle in the safety of their valley, biding their time as their neighbors in the bastion fell. In the second year of war, a joint force of the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus crossed over to take control of the valley. Deposits of iron made the settlement of Lethian's crossing a strategic war asset. Kairos sit forge-bound, smith mages of exceptional skill to establish weaponry. On the adjudicators that one of his fate behind it. I'm gonna go Apex because I like being a war advisor more. 429 TR, 2 of Cairo. Let's go. The mountain nation of Apex, ruled for generations by the queens of House Vendrian, stood at the heart of the tiers. No army could bypass the landlocked realm without leaving their flank exposed to attack. The second year of the war, the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus had pushed deep into the tiers. Elements of both armies were dispatched to conquer Apex. Tunon assigned you to accompany them, tasked with bringing Kairos' law to the territory as well as keeping an eye on Disfavored sent their most destructive ally to crush Edgering force. Cairn, Archon of Stone, buried the stronghold under an avalanche triggered from the surrounding mountains. Scarlet Chorus promised captured enemies for recruitment, yet none survived the onslaught. Force demand. Congratulated the disfavored for taking the pass without risking the lives of Kairos' servants. At the stage of a campaign, it'll use any advantage of state help. Held the Scarlet Chorus' claim and demanded the youngest disfavored scouts join the chorus to settle the debt. For this one, the School of Water mages loyal to the Tiersmen pose a substantial threat to the disfavored wish to annihilate the school, while the Scarlet Chorus insists on capturing the mages. Scarlet Chorus claims were insignificant compared to the loss of victory. Gradually, this favored and encouraged Scarlet Chorus to better value the lives. Suggestion that gang bosses took worse than the original offense. Vowing to remember this, the slighted army returned to camp. Scarlet Chorus soldiers were seen wearing disfavored gear, supposedly taken from those who fell in battle. The disfavored were outraged, citing tradition that their armor passed only to neck. Debate of tradition versus practicality would favor one. Or I could not. The army ready for peacetime festival as Kairos' forces armed for battle. The disfavored paid no mind to the southern custom and planned to attack the venue. Scarlet Chorus insisted on a day of non-violence. As former Tiersmen, many could grasp with decency with temper. They offered the locals their last peace, sending a few Scarlet Chorus agents into the mix in good faith. The army hoped that the gesture would foster an air of partnership for the population to come. Festivities went off as expected, and the Scarlet Chorus recruits you sent to enjoy themselves reported little animosity among the revelers. The favored protested your ruling as too merciful, all-night training drills to combat the sound of celebration. Move sword. Sent forces to attack the following day, a battle from which the disfavored recused themselves out of. The defeat of Apex an inevitability. The armies of Kairos met to discuss how to put an end to conquest. Both armies agreed to send an offer of parley. Along with their acceptance, the enemy requested that you appear at the meeting. Word of your fair dealings had apparently spread to their ranks. How do you orchestrate the surrender of the realm of Apex? Through the days of meditation, you negotiated the surrender of the Valley of Kairos' forces, putting an end to bloodshed, taunting the Queen of Apex into striking you under a banner of truce. You baited the Queen of Apex into a duel to her, frightening her vassals. No, let's go with at least. Your former enemies were loath to part with their lands, but they were even more reluctant to continue a war they were losing at every turn. The Tiersmen are a stubborn lot. Despite their grim situation, it still took days of discussion and diplomacy to show them the madness of tenacity. The third day of mediation, the rulers of Apex finally submit to terms of putting an end to the war in the valley, bringing up Kairos' forces further into the The land of Apex finally rested in the hands of Kairos' force. Scarlet Chorus paused to revel in victory while the disfavored prepared for the next fight, themselves but an even rest. Kairos' armies radiated out from the conquered citadel and worked their way across the tiers. The disfavored and Scarlet Chorus aimed to dominate as much territory as possible in the coming year. Distinguished reputation in Kairos' military left the choice of the next destination. Kairos' conquering gaze fell upon the Vellum Citadel. It treasures its knowledge and secrets. Kairos dispatched the Archon of Stone to subjugate the nation. With its easily defended position and rich military tradition, the realm of stalwart was formidable. I think Vellum Citadel seems the most interesting. Well, 30 Ti. 3. Did not expect to be reading this one. The Vellum Citadel was an archive and library of massive scale. Its inhabitants were known as the School of Ink and Quill, a circle of mages that, centuries ago, carved out their own mountainous refuge on lands unsettled by the and said that the Citadel housed the treasure trove of arcane knowledge. The Overlord's spies infiltrated the school and confirmed as much. Time was ripe to send a detachment to the great library fortress, force the scholars to yield to Kairos. The detachment of Kairos' army marched on the Vellum Citadel, expecting an orderly surrender. Near the main gates, a blast of arcane energy struck the commander's deck. Suddenly, the highest-ranking officer alive, Kairos' forces looked to you for the next steps. The call weighed on your mind as it had an immediate influence on soldier loss. You ordered the expendable Scarlet Chorus to attack, commanding the disorderly mob forward to give the elite disfavored a chance to withdraw. Though a costly maneuver in terms of lives lost, this assured the survival of the most capable and effective soldiers. You ordered the disfavored to advance their shield wall, knowing that a handful of Kairos' elite soldiers could hold off the attack until the Scarlet Chorus retreated. You knew that the disfavored would despise you for any losses at defense, but that was a small price to pay. Fuck that choice. Siren's Archon of Song used your power to enthrall enemy mages who crept beyond the Citadel walls. After Kairos' forces rounded up the arcane practitioners, the disfavored began executing the new captives to share dangerous knowledge. Crime under Kairos' law. Charlotte. Some disfavored with the compromise, sage's mouths would be bound with iron bridles, preventing them from speaking their forbidden knowledge. Punish disfavored for executing mages bound to the Scarlet Chorus, ordering that several disfavored soldiers be given to the Archon of Song as their. Okay, so they committed a crime, so I'm going to go with the Scarlet Chorus. The wisdom of the sages and knowledge of the Vellum Citadel were too important to silence. They were balked entering the Archon's service, but your ruling left them with no recourse. Archon Siren delighted in having new toys to play with and promptly enthralled her personal guard. He spotted them in camp days later, following their new mistress. And they broke the law. A group of enemy mages surrendered to the disfavored, claiming to be spies loyal to the voices of Neurot. No one in the army could verify the claim. The disfavored ready to interrogate the mages, but the Scarlet Chorus protested, demanding that the prisoners be given to their custody. They couldn't risk the voices of Neurot's hands. But men entering the Scarlet Chorus, the mages were disfavored property. Claims. Or disfavored threats, sharply reminding them that they marched at Kairos' order. Hymns. Released in the Salem. Archon of Song incited Scarlet Chorus recruits to fight their leaders. Bosses were killed and supplanted left and right. Favored demanded an end to the practice. We agreed with the disfavored arguments. The head of command had place, but not when Kairos' forces were behind it. Longer. Ruled that each Archon had the right to govern their armies according to the nature. The right of command bred chaos, but it also ensured. No. Not when down soldiers. Scarlet Chaos, even the gang bosses argued in favor of the ritual contest killing. In the end, they agreed to suspend the practice for the remainder of the Vellum Citadel campaign. Hacking an outlet to settle scores or deal with pent-up hostility, tensions flared between commanders and recruits who were forced to act against their better nature. Edict of Fire. Food and morale dwindled as the siege party realized the enemy would win this war of attrition. Tunon sent word that Kairos' patience had run thin. The Overlord would cast an Edict of Fire on the enemy. The parchment arrived in a slender case of engraved iron. Written on it the words of a spell powerful enough to destroy the Vellum. You had the choice of when to read the edict. Reading it at sunrise would offer your enemies no warning of the devastation to come. You could also wait until sunset, giving them ample time to flee or make it. I want to read that at sunset, please. Sending the still had spies within the citadel, the Scarlet Chorus urged the mages of the Lord to eat. Request, you met with the enemy with a blue flag of peace and warned them of their first spies. Opting to give the enemy no quarter, you proclaim the edict of fire at the first moments of dawn, granting the enemy no warning of the destruction to come. Though the chorus insists your actions doom their spies, his favorite. No. I feel like preserving life as much as I can. You confronted the mages with a warning and hoped the message was received. The hour before sunset, numerous figures were spotted fleeing the citadel. The sun dipped under the horizon. You read the words of the edict. The earth shook and the red-orange light glowed in the foundation of the sprawling citadel. Bubbling up from underneath the library, a torrent of lava heaved with explosive force, gushing from windows and between loose bricks, melting winding trenches. And days later, the flames still raged on. The conflagration continually fed and renewed the power of the edict. Kairos' most powerful mage is that of the edict. Most powerful magic is that of the edict. Commandments cast upon whole regions that can take control and destroy man and nature. Cast, an edict can rain fire, wither crops, demoralize cities, usher in endless night, or do whatever it is that Kairos and no force, magical or mundane, can stop it. So each edict is often worded to include some condition or contingency that will see its end. Some edicts have been short-lived, delivering days of wanton catastrophe. Many have lingered for centuries. The armies of Kairos left the devastation of the Vellum Citadel. Day on, or from that day forward, the Tears came to know the once noble citadel. It was an undisputed loss of resources, knowledge, culture, and life, but a message had been sent. The Overlord will not tolerate defiance. You didn't have long to rest before Tunon called you into service once. You were one of the last to depart from the mountains. As you journeyed off, you spotted a few campfires in the mountains. They were mere specks, dwarfed by the inferno, the last gasps of survivors or perhaps looters from Kairos' army, bored and daring enough to break through the. You reached the end of the Kairos' conquest. You want to continue or erase your progress to start? Let's go. Consequences of my actions. The athletic skill can be used to intimidate characters in conversation. Makes very little sense. Alright, so we've gotten through the conquest portion. We are at 6 o'clock right now. Good. Looking good. Oh, loading screen of death. Oh no. Boogie spooky. Music's good. This is a little different than I thought it was.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
My god, this poor bastard. Whew! He did.
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers, or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Ooh, pretty. Bit mind a Shedley do right, I presume. We've been expecting you. Alright.
I got it.
This is your first visit to the world of Tyranny. Watch for these windows to help you become familiar with the game. Anytime. What am I doing? Kairos, the Overlord, be praised. When I heard the avalanche of Fate, the valley was seared with you on the other side. Favored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate. Traditional salute of her. I bid you a welcome return to Vendrian's Well. The altitude is still dizzying and the locals still revolting. Doubly so this time around, as they pissed on that peace accord you offered them. Entering Pass is still as you remember it. I was hoping to have warriors celebrate your return with a proper feast, but I'm told you have places to be. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. By Kairos' will, most of our old invasion force still lives, but most of us have been scattered across the tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days. So much battle ahead of us, so much glory to be won. None of the Archons are expecting you. Don't let me wax nostalgic. Can you hear that hum in the air, that glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know much about such. That was Kairos' magic, and you are here on important business. Well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague, an edict of twisting bones. Come bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. The edict is leveled against us. Her eyes widen with fear, her posture slackens. The Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of... Clears her throat with a sigh. Forgive me, it is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. Play reflects poorly on all. Two Archons in their armor. Subject choose 20. First instinct is blame the Scarlet Court. Owner Kairos resorts to an edict to reinforce order. Yes, Will. Her eyes shift to the side. You gain 21 subterfuge skill experience. There has indeed been little goodwill between our armies. You are right. When we act as we do, what choice do we give the Overlord? Takes a deep breath, nodding as she exhales. You are right. I should not cast blame so freely, especially when not when talking to a servant of justice. We have traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you. Her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward for the one. You hear that? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. Once over the collapsed path arrive, but they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Tyranny uses a pausable real-time combat system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. Spacebar to pause and unpause the game. Your character can always perform basic attacks using the equipped weapon, fist if fighting unarmed. Characters also have special abilities and spells they combat. When a character is selected, their ability bar displays their hotkeyed ability. New abilities and spells are automatically added to the ability. All your character's abilities and spells can be accessed by selecting the category icon at the bottom of the selected frame. Abilities are grouped into talent, spells, combo abilities, artifact abilities, reputation abilities, and stances. Category icons for weapon sets and quick items. Use an ability, left click on the ability icon and press the hotkey corresponding to its location on the ability bar. Your cursor will change to indicate whether the mouse is over a valid target for the ability. If the cursor has a red X in the corner, you are not over a valid target. If the cursor has a pair of feet in the corner, you will need to move closer to the target to use the ability. Abilities that target party members, healing, spells, buffs, etc. You can click on the party members to target the ability. Party member. Escape at any time to cancel targeting the ability. All characters in the game, friend and foe, have 5 primary defenses: parry, dodge, endurance, will, and magic. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, equipped items, and other effects. A character's accuracy is based on the skill with the type of weapon they are. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defenses when the attack is made to determine how likely it is to hit. There are 4 possible results from any attack: hit, critical hit, graze, and miss. A critical hit increases your damage while a graze reduces. With each attack, you gain experience. Weapon skills used in attack, even a miss will gain experience.
On it. Will do. Right.
Oh, okay. Ow. That hurt. Health regen. Oh, good. The evidence has this block. Think you could fit through that rubble? Get through the gap.
Heads up, we have company. Will do.
I'm gonna swap weapons.
Right.
Get sundered. One of those combat games I'm not sure I
Right.
enjoy. You're dead. Oh, sliced in half. Abide with me. Go down the pass. Drastus. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. You're wounded, and it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This, but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse 10 times over. He doubles up in pain, gagging and shivering. Let me. I said I'm fine. The soldier moans and shakes his head. Graven Ash protects. You go on and help the others. Alright. Loot. I'm guessing if I had enough athletics, I could move the boulder and get the other. Oh, I got a mushroom.
Sorry, damn it.
Try and catch me, worm.
Young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian guard attackers, pointing their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countryman. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate finder. You're here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
Here. Go. The Rebel of Apex, charge! The Vendrian Guard level their weapons and...
To battle!
I see as the crow flies.
Right.
All right, let's do this. Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
Fires rears fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
Though you did a fair amount of feasting in the second year of the conquest, as I recall. A few of my mates and I caroused with this apex scum thanks to your good faith gesture. A pity this lot won't be around to remember the good old days. I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian Guard we killed didn't come alone. Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching. No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
First furrows her brow and focuses down on the battle to come. Okay, let's loot. Take all, bitches. Let's see if anything in my inventory is... Hey, Verse is in my party now. That was easy. Kairos' Edict. Right-click for detail. The scroll contains the words of Kairos' Edict you have been commanded to deliver. Ascension Hall has not been taken by my forces before morning on the Day of Swords. All in the valley when this edict is passed will... Shh. That stuff. Suddenly I didn't have to. Weird. There it is. Hide. Broken armor. I don't need that. Change magic accent and slightly increases the range of a spell. Terrible. Oh, Fury Helm. Okay, boom. It's better than what I have on. Now. There. Yeah. I should equip this, right? Oh my god, that looks stupid. I can't use javelins, so... Unsoldier's Shield. It's slightly worse in recovery, but better, way better than everything else. Alright. Sweet shield. I got a 1. Alright, cool. Let's do this thing! The categories talent spell. Well, read that later, I guess. 5v1. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his Falx? What the hell is a Falx? Falx is an enduring civil military life of tears. Adapted from the agrarian size of Azure, this curved blade was, in ages past, the weapon of peasants forced into battle. In the last century, the nobles of Apex took a liking to the weapon and has since become the weapon all serious Vendrian Guard warriors endeavor to master. Falx held high as wards roar, largely lost over the din of combat. You, as his attention lands on you, a double take of recognition comes over his face. The peace finder from the war. To come to once again talk peace, it seems you're too late. Drop your weapon, perhaps we can sell this without bloodshed. We knew that violating the surrender meant an end what little mercy and goodwill Kairos' forces have, or if will show us. Now there's no turning back. Shakes his head with a frown. I know you tried to do right by us in the past, but now you're between us and the way out. Nothing personal. Right? Fate Bender, did I hear that correctly? Maybe you misunderstood while we were here. He signals his men to charge. The sound of chanting arises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements. Hooray! Run down the Oathbreakers. Let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, the Blood Chanter emerges at the head of the rabble, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tone. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the Blood Chanter describes a series of spells into the air. Red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the Chanter's magic worms their way into the minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus. Roaring challenges. No, don't engage them. We need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon.
Right.
Are we ready for this?
One down.
Can't do that.
President Runner, come quick. We have a situation on the cliff side. They have the commander. Shit. Corpses. Always search the corpses. Corpse, corpse, corpse. Browse.
Will do.
Alright. Hey, more corpses. Corpsey, corpse, corpse. Loot the corpse. Double check to make sure nothing better. I'm not gonna put that on. Helmet. Board boots. These are bad. Take them. Come on. Bloop, bloop. New equipment already. Armor. Box. Cap. All that stuff. Oh. Let's march.
Sorry, can't.
Sorry, can't. Show your weapons or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife. Skewer him! Worry not for me, Griffin Ash will protect. The favored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? This blade, with a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Rastus's matted hair. If you're too eager to see an ally dead, just step close. You're Tunon's at Envoy? He watches you closely for a moment until his posture slackens and he lowers the knife. You will vouch for my safety, then I'll... His sentence is halted by a spear thrust into his lung, leaping forward the moment Tyrell lowers his blade. This favorite soldier slaughter the Oathbreaker. Well, I abused my position. There's Bill laugh, Justice Lad sat alongside and circles to his feet. I'm fine with it. Tyros be praised. That Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Cairn himself. Justice slides a trembling hand along the cut on his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. The look of it, I guess I thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. He pulled out a handful of parchment for inspection. Literacy is rare in the Empire, where the disfavored are born and trained. Time spent reading and writing is, after all, time not spent acquiring and reading one's body and mind for battle. Student letters such as yourself. Right? Reading the same messages in different written scripts, parchments explain the Vendrian Guard's desire to overthrow Kairos' Archons and rout their armies from the pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to Vendrian well. Recruitment material. They were trying to bring more traitors to the fight. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the realm. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trails downslope for a few hours. You'll see the campfires lead your way. Can't miss it. I do that hard.
Will do.
Companion versus. Join your party. Versus a capable warrior skilled in both melee and ranged combat. As you acquire companions, you'll need to balance their strengths against the strengths of your character to be successful in combat. When it's possible to adventure alone, you will find the game more rewarding with a well-balanced party. There are now 2 characters in your party, and both are selected. Any commands you issue now will affect both party members. Select a single party member, click on their protect selection circle, their portrait, or press F1 to select the player character, or F2 to select multiple party members. Click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the key over the circle. Party members. Control new companion directly, or you can enable their AI and have them attack and use their ability. If AI is enabled, you can always select a specific enemy ability. Right click on the AI button, you can see the AI settings for your party members. Set the auto attack behavior of each character, which determines how they attack companions. You can also choose AI packages to determine how they use their abilities in combat. First has several stance abilities that provide her with different benefits in combat. Stances are modal abilities, meaning they can be toggled on and off. Only one stance can be active at a time. When a stance is deactivated, all stance abilities. Okay, you. Stance sheet. Alright. It's here. Archon demands all prisoners be given a chance to serve the chorus. Those lion horseborn had their chance long ago. I say kill him. Isn't it? Better. Always. You hand it out. Prisoner says his name's Tarkus Demos. Drastically lets out alongside tapping his gauntlet. I don't think this is a complicated matter. Yeah, it is. Family's been a driving force in the Vendrian Guard. Killing him should demoralize whatever. Almost be given a chance to. The chorus mage falls short once her eyes widen at the Rick. You! I see how it is. Have you come to once again deny us our right? How do you expect us to fight if we are denied the chance to collect new blood? Let you take prisoners, but you can't control them. You'd send these conscripts out on patrol and they never return, defecting all over again. What this nonsense strategy can. I insist this oathbreaker be taken to the voices of leaving us at an impasse. Fortunately, we have a fate binder here to matter for. Tender turns to you, an expected smile creeping across her face. So, what say you? What shall become prisoner? Hey, what sort of nonsense this guy's in his mess? If we keep showing these Mongols mercy, they'll just buy this time to. It will calm your nerves. I assure you, this one will be put on the battlefield. He snaps her fingers loudly, gesturing for her gang to listen. Sure, the prisoner is taken straight to the voices of Nurat. Won't keep you here any longer, Fate Binder. I know you have important business. Has to salute you as Iron Gauntlet wrapping again. The glory of Kairos. I'm for saving all lives. I'm doing it. Thanks, Fate Binder. I'm listening.
Will do.
I could scale this. Take another month of siege. Oh. Okay. Probably don't have enough of 35 athletic. Had a level up yet? 6. I don't know.
Can't do that.
Once passed out with an axe sticking from my shoulder, woke up feeling fine. Jesus Christ. The hell am I going? I go somewhere. I don't have the athletics to go that way. Can't really.
Can't do that.
And again?
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Joe, pull through, didn't I? Graven Ash protects. Graven Ash. Singing Archon. Hey, stuff. Ooh.
Sorry, can't.
Climb down. But easier athletic situation. Play one. That's toward 35. Persists the number of small grooves that otherwise. Kills again. Lower is probably 26. That's thought. I need 35 for this. It's harder than this. Interesting diversion. Cheese. Darn it. With that. Right. Above us. Go over here. Probably need to sell some stuff soon anyway. Let's see. Weapons, can't use any of that. First. Ooh, okay. +1 quick. Okay, +1 quickness. Quick now. Cha. These are command. The top person? You choose talk to. Big Blinder, or Susus, you approach. You're honored by your presence. Something?
Sorry, can't.
Sorry, can't. I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go then. Queen, like. Ancient Weeping Mother statue pays homage to Queen Lycarius, first of her name. Fresh water once flowed from the statue, but when Kairos forces attacked Vendrian's well, 429, the statue began weeping blood and has done so ever. I don't know what. What is... Oh, she can go there. Alright, go. Bend the rules to make some progress. On the rope. What's up? This. It's a wolf. Hold on a sec. Okay. This. Alright. I don't know where I'm supposed to talk to you. Talk to Pitbinder, what an honor to have one of Tunon's court visit. Humble hope. Sploss bursting with energy, the merchant slams her palm down on the top of a crate. So we've come to the right. So what will it be today? Let's see what you have. I would like to see. Well. Ooh. Keeping that. It's like just a useless mushroom. Turns out it's the fucking res item. Good stuff. Okay. You probably don't have anything at the moment. Stuff. Thank you. I just need to dump some of this crap. Mocking Blaze. We sing the anthem of pain. I don't know where to go. Quest log. Runners just one blah blah blah. Defeat the hero named rebels in camp. Help the third battle. Hard to address. Run. Conqueror's will. Cross immense victory. Travel to the favorite camp. Make travel to this favorite ash. Strategy. Okay. There's a. Alright. In the camp I'm supposed to be. I think I can. Loot. Ooh, if I take that, puzzle them. Cool, let's go do the puzzle. Go do the puzzle over here. Take the sky cap and do the puzzle. And I don't know, because apparently I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go. Like, go to the camp, and I'm like, not the camp? Desiccated corpses line the road of victory to Vendrian's well. Example of the fate that awaits those who resist Kairos' will. I'm down. Oosh. Okay. I want to select you, and then I want... Ooh. Skycat. 10 lore for 120 seconds. You. Take the torque. Yay, I did it. What did that give me? There. Torque. Torque. Shit. Go. Hey, guess I don't have torque. Oh, there it is. Arm does. +1 vitality. Hell yeah. The health. Come on. Okay. So I gotta do something. I don't know where the fuck they want. I gotta get over there. Somehow I have to get over that direction. Oh, the close map button. Okay, so not the quest. She's got 35. She can probably. Oh, you can come out here. Oh. Yeah. Pharaoh should not have accepted the Vendrians. Okay. I don't want to leave through there yet. There's stuff to explore. There's things to get. There's adventures to be had.
You learn something every day.
Hey, level up.
Sorry, can't.
I don't think so.
My subterfuge yet. Fence. Force press to interrupt target. And shield against target days. Blitz, an aggressive stance that focuses on opponents. Foes armor. Keep a sweeping cone attack. Focus strike adds armor penetration and thrust ability. Man, these. I'm gonna take. Yes, we'll take this one. Like quickness anyway. Obviously, we can't do that. I think that's the last one. Let's a bogey. So, we spell. No, any course. Okay. You need to select course. Ow. It's gonna be dropped down anyway here in a minute. Alright, back on the road. This favorite camp. Take you 2 hours to complete the trip. Hours. Most enemy Bane deal large amounts of arcane damage and normal defensive. But don't fight a Bane. Arcane defenses. Fireball. Looking like I need to talk to you. Take what you can carry, but leave the cart. Otherwise, we see. Hail, Fatebinder, this favorite scout nods. Approach camp on up ahead. Find us just clearing out the rabble. Still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect these are now disfavored lands, so I'm happy to give the Legion a proper gold, but she's going on about trading rates. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants right now. In disfavored lands, these warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful than. Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack the proper permit, goods are forfeit. Trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such? Not us and not a problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunon. Lighten your burden and relieve you of your worries. Make the long trek a bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tunon may be argued before me. So discuss. We should kill this mongrel, and the warrior pauses, placing her hand in front of her mouth. Fatefinder wishes to weigh in the matter. Courtesy demands we listen. The soldier clears the throat, looking at you expectantly. This is his favored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgment. Uh-oh. Well, you could rob me now and have my spoils today. The merchant grabs a glass from his heart, or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year round. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing drops. Certainly any army will need those. Uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lanolin nose. Thank you, Fate. I never know others if you gleefully meddle in our affairs. Anyway, the soldier turns her attention. I hereby reclaim these trappings of the Overlord for use by the disfavored. If you want to live, take 2 steps to your left and don't move. Peddler shakes his head with a scowl and steps aside as directed, spitting towards his own cart. Hagen mutters half-garbled curse before placing his hands up in some. Hold on a moment. I know we're both able to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? What's this Rat told me you've come as a mediator? Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. Let's hear it out. What's so special about you? That makes a crazy kind of sense. Considering how long the siege has taxed the armies, I can understand why Kairos would need it. Got it? Do you know what it says? One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning away, tell me when to doubt. Only that I could find you an edge. Runs. Quickly, I could have picked you out of the crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months. Stink of them. That's what there's to it. Just a feeling I got. When the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a boast. Can't help but think that no compromise will get them. I invite a mediator from Tunon's court. I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. Energy, but air storms moving. Heard tell that Graven Ash created some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but anger, are we? Not disagreeing with you, but I would take care where you speak your mind. Someone is always eager to report slander. Hey, don't let me hold you back. I'm sure whatever you're here to do is important enough. I don't want to gain fear with her. I want to say, be careful around those disfavored types. Take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows. Make someone afraid of me. I like loyalty, but I don't like fear. What do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. Gate guard holds up a warning hand. Go no further, you approach disfavored ground. State your business. Shedley Durai, Fate Binder of Tunon. I bring words from Kairos, words from your commander's ear. Ah, so you're the fire starter. Oh, Jesus. Sevius and the company is returning from the burning library, telling some harrowing stories about Kairos' edict of fire. I think myself brave, but I'm happy to have been far away from it. Must have been a terrifying honor to be a messenger of such a righteous force. Go on in, soldier gesture toward the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You'll find them in the war tent sooner. And I'm at it. The Conqueror's will. Merchant? Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. You have a few excess rings weighing you down. Best burden yourself before battle. Any of those. Farewell. Farewell. Here when you need to trade again. Okay, so your birthright also comes into it. Interesting. At each level you increase one of your characters' attributes. Might, finesse, quickness, wits, vitality, result. Each of these attributes provide benefits to your character as well as increases one. Increasing the attribute can cost 1 point to the attribute. There's an attribute from 19 to 20 requires 2 attribute points. Pretty interesting. Good to know. You, are you the executioner? Terrifying. Can't make out the iron-clad soldier's expression under a twisted helmet. He merely stares at you. Him on my team, he's scary. Alright.
Spotted something.
Ooh. Hey. Thank you for your substitutes. Alright, let's go on in. Let's gather your party before venturing forth. Reminds me of my old Baldur's Gate day. Don't change how much unarmed attack damage you carry. Oh boy. Yesterday you chided me for wishing to wait. Now you suggest even longer. Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now we're agreeing with yesterday. Today you should be happy. I know you hate going into battle without overwhelming your side. If you're so terrified of a challenge, why not wait for reinforcements? I don't need your heckling. Here's your scouting report. Better yet, confirmation you quelled the Oathbreakers in the valley. Oh, that. We will solve it in our own time and way. Make at least a token effort to show them mercy. They've already shat upon our mercy once before. These gutter-born South knobs, nothing better than death. Oh, calm down. We must leave something to rule. Have you forgotten Kairos' order? Patience. Alright.
On it.
Me. I walk into the room like,
There's
hey.
4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. Large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circle. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robe. Glow is most notable where his neck ought to be. The mass seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. The voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fate Finder. We'll be with you in just a second. Fucking creepy as shit.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
First whispers fearfully. The Archon.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
Hello, it's the Fate Binder has arrived. His favorite commander raises her voice, trying. Oh, that's dead now. Trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we should table this discussion and let our guests speak.
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
Archon of Secrets twirls his scepter in a twisting loop, his leather-wrapped hands flipping the heavy rod with effortless. Hear the voices in your head. Can you hear us, Fate Binder? Cough if we have your attention. Cough audibly.
And I thought you had left legions within these Tearsmen when they surrendered. Either you failed to see this coming, or you knew and let it happen. Incompetent or in cahoots, either way, this mess has your filthy stink all over it.
The Archon of War lurches forward, resting his weight on his war maul as blue luminescence crackles.
We look forward to seeing you explain to Tunon why the Archon of War could not close the vice on this trivial little insurgency. When we are crowned the ruler of the Tears, we shall have this place renamed to Ash's Folly in your honor.
Good, good. Now pay attention, you might miss something. I may
Did
address
I
it to
give you permission to speak?
Archon of War turns to you, his blue eyes wide with anger. The many portraits you've seen depict Graven Ash with a stern, unamused countenance. He's even more taciturn in the flesh. Apologies for the sudden injury. Travel long to be.
The fire starter has arrived. Welcome, welcome. Our agents tell us such lovely stories of what you did at the Vellum Citadel. Have you come bearing another fragment of Kairos' wrath in tow?
Conquest decision. 430 TR. Alive.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. I'm bearing an edict of Kairos.
Only yesterday you were proving your worth in battle, assisting my warriors in the siege of the bastard city. Now Kairos has chosen you for a second time to proclaim an edict. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what sort of punishment does the Overlord have in store for the Oathbreakers?
The Overlord's loyal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. The earth sways with each word you utter. The air thickening with warmth, you pronounce the tersely phrased command. Every syllable drafted by the hand of Kairos. The edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens, and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. Holy shit!
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his...
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
You hear the voices in your head. Watch him squirm. So many tears of a replaceable, expendable, useless soldier. It's the old Archon of War. You'd never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd use the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's ribcage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. Hey, good to know. Call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful.
Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic
It's funny,
insight?
because I came in here wanting to be on his side, and then I was just like, fuck him. Archon of Secrets turns his head to the side until the face of his mask is turned around and a new facet of the mask presents itself as facing forward. When next the Archon speaks, the trembling voice of a younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me, please.
The use of the term Our River suggests this is the voice of the late Mittani Genev, ranking member of the Vendrian Guard. Wealthy House Mittani owned much of the realm of Apex before the coming of Kairos, and the major river in the valley bears the Mittani name. Archon turns his head far to the side until the previous facet of his mask now looks full.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mittani, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile. Good ear, young Fatebinder. When the Vendrian Guard surrendered, Mittani Yanev had the audacity to demand an audience. Being the gracious Archon we are, we obliged. What the good captain knew, we now know.
My lord, Beric and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. We'll dispatch him at once. Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. You know him only by name. Barak is the commander of the Stone Shields and well regarded by the disfavored. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I don't like that. I've got wrath with him.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
No promises. The Archon twirls his scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder and the two depart. Hear the voices in your head. Swing by the Scarlet Chorus camp before you get wrapped up in whatever errands the disfavored demand of you. Scarlet Chorus benefit from your expertise. interesting thing. Secret keeper that
Fine.
secretly.
The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
Short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. Sure, my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider.
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the Outer Valley.
Iron Marshal salutes Grave and Ash, turns to Lieutenant. I will be out of training grounds, ready. The soldiers find me there. Ready. Pauses clearing your throat. And though I'm loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's camp to eat. Seek him out if you must. Okay. Alright, to the east. I need to. So out that direction we go. This is fun. Enjoying this. Nice quiet game. Alright, we need to go to Scarlet. 1 hour 15 minutes. Alright. Alright. Scarlet Chorus Camp. Him. Oh. Rotting body bearing Scarlet Chorus war paint is skewered upon a wooden pike. Another step will pin your foot to the dirt. Proves everything. The warrior slams her fist together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind are the members of her gang, posture with weapons held to ready. Now hear the news of the edict. This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. Say nothing. And with the next battle being so important, all the more reason your warriors should follow me when the time comes. She lifts the lock of hair from her face with a bronze dagger, smiling wickedly as a blaze hovers close to her eye. Seems we have no other way about it. To his gang, you ready to... Why not? Might as well win a string as I got her and take her gang. He spits a wad of blackest vagrant's chaw toward Quiet Shiv's feet. 5 rings on Quiet Shiv. Soldier offers a quick psalm now. Come, who of you will be the first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses her knife from one hand to the next. Quick and easy. What are you looking at? Nothing.
Sorry, can't.
In chorus ground, state your business or beyond. Guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of the blade. Past this point in its chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. Here to vanquish the Oathbreaker. But, you know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Why exactly should I let you in? In favor with the Scarlet Chorus, 66 athletic skills. Before she can draw her blade, you advance, place your foot behind hers, and give her a stiff jab in the shoulder. Caught off balance, she tumbles backwards, triggering an outburst of laughter in the other guard. I can't believe you just asked the Fate Binder. You're such a stupid pawns. Didn't I tell you we had a special guest coming? God waves you in with a smile. Come on in and don't let the ninny shitters in camp give you any guff. Alright. Binder of Tunon arrives. Squealing with teenagers timbre. Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of. We just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. Worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to hang close, finger and blood splat. Now that you've issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chippers of laughter emanate from under his mask. Mealing, bawling, the occasional orgy, frequent vomitus. Shrill, tittering laughter escapes from under his mask. Bloodlust is there, but so is the fear of failure. Should our glorious horde fail to overrun the citadel, we will surely all perish. I mean, I don't see the disfavored pulling. But of course, you are Tunon's concubine, not mine. I envy your long leash, and hope you will grace us with your prowess. Only to set an example for the rabble. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. I wigs a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley. Unless we deal with the second group, attack from behind the moment we cross this. Okay, my last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary. There are shreds of deception in her voice. Use your help questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps we will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of it. If we knew where to ambush with the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show them the wisdom. An unintelligible mutter escapes from under the Fifth House mask as his posture stiff. I do not tell the voices of Nerant what to do, nor do I question his motive. Archon is busy plotting, not to be disturbed. I've known the Archon to demand personal interrogations, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I've often imagined the interrogation process is not to be taken lightly. Alright, I'll go help you. God, I keep pissing these people off by accident. Go interrogate some. Raya Kell. First, I must authorize all prisoner visits. Fireman, let the Fate Binder speak without much of the day. Please, someone, I wish to bow before the voices of Nerant. I thought I could find redemption in the chorus. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift after armor of the Vendrian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. This one, he flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment. She isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing, the prisoner turns pale a moment for a look of determination comes over her face. But I wanted to guarantee I'd lived and be welcome to the chorus as a captain, then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian Guard. I'm not dumb enough to give away my bark. Change of heart. Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know the younger realms are gone for good. Blink several times, catching her breath. Kairos is a new strength to tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than fresh blood. Realms of Azure, Apex, Stalwart, and Haven are collectively known as the Younger Realms, and together they represent major political factions of Tears. For centuries, the Younger Realms have battled amongst themselves for control of the Tears, with every realm having been at war with each other at some point in the history. I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelox Florian. Lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long and small name. Doctor's restraint. Well, you see, taken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you, fix her head, catching her breath. Scratch that one. She reaches up her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to her. Tall, dark one, missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the order. Snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yanked the boot off the fallen guardsman. Parchment slides out of his out of the boot and is thrust in the fifth eye's hand. Rolls the scroll to give it a read. Nonsense, just a mash of words. Laughter erupts under the mask. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting. Seeing as you are an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What then do you propose to do with her? Raya looks at the prisoners, once her allies, and closes her eyes as her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer with the heavy rock split in her hand. Nothing something inaudible, she lifts the rock high over her head and smashes down on the prisoner's skull, wincing back a scream as she hoists it over her head a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. Bloody rock hits the ground, Raya slumps to her knees and... There, I did it your way. You happy? Good, good. The fifth eye places his bloody hand on the trembling woman's shoulder. Welcome to the Scarlet Court. Do not fail us. A pair of soldiers come to lift Raya. The fifth eye turns to you with eyes filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the awful one? We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not cryptic. Promised his answers and gave us gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
Voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Pariah, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the stages of the school. Quill. Wow, that's creatively. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the ribs of fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers to speak. Roll the parchment and see a modest length written professional, albeit hasty penmanship. Tradesmen speak the Canto just like the Northerners, but they have a dozen different ways of writing. Particular script is on.
Well, let me see. I can't.
Parchment in front of the bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence.
I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird.
2 hours. Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? For all that I think we have some fun with that.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
You read the edict. I don't need to tell you that the sundial's working against us. Had a little bag is trying to... Voices of Narat will be upset to know that you squandered a source of enemy intelligence. Not true. We shan't put him to waste. He will serve as the most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
You hear that, brothers and sisters? Raising his arms to the sky, the fifth eye roars for all nearby to hear. Trial by combat is upon us. The sage is unbound from post. Stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps close to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp. Hordemen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. Again the chant of gathering, let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's entertainment. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? I waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. I gotta fight multiple people? This is not trial by combat. This is bullshit. Claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin. Come on. 1v1 is trial by combat, not a 3v3.
My notes! My notes! No! Can't feel my...
You'll have to hit harder than that.
Let's do this!
The righteous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive. Thai offers a short, mocking battle answer. Custom set forth by the horses of Narat. You're free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet lived to tell the story. It really is bloodletting weather, is it not? My conscripts need to see more warriors of your skill in action. I thank you for the lesson you've given the camp. Boom. Die to that. You are dead, technically. He's on the ground. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose health. The health bar next to their portrait will start to decrease. When a party member's health drops low enough, they will gain a wound, and the health bar will... When characters have their maximum health reduced. Wounds are removed when the party rests or when it... Sage looks down at his rope for one wish and disbelief. Now hand me that parchment, I'm certain I can decide. Boom. New party member. Well, much of the good God, he's still on the ground. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tyranny. So the old sage knows his words after all. I ask you that you travel ahead and see if you can get this Captain Florian to yield to the call. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley. Yours is the face they see. I know the area and suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far away from this. Because the alternative is what? Living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire and there's no me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice performed an edict of Kairos. Be a fool to let someone else write down your story. I did, you won't be disappointed. I know I may seem old and frail. Kind of, you are lying on the ground in heat, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way and let me know if I can be... We done here, let's hightail at the trip now. If new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping. First, you seem like you might have a good one. Read the scroll. You discovered a new sigil. Magic in the world of tyranny comes from learning how to perfectly scribe sigils and empower them with energy. Open the spell interface by pressing P to create a new spell with the sigil you just learned. Spectral Blur. To you. Recover Grace Deflection. Cool. Assign to. Can't do. Spell creation. Spells are created using 2 or more sigils. The core sigil determines the type of magic such as fire, frost, or illusion. The expression sigil determines how that core shapes itself into the world. Ball of fire, a frost enchanting weapon. Several categories of sigils that can accent the spell, granting greater range, accuracy, or providing bonus. We all know how magic works. I'm not going to read the rest of the shit. Tired. Okay. So, we've passed certain trials. Here. Apparently there's... Most of these provisions are withered with rot. Battle plans are scribbled over a bloodstained map of the tiers. Arrows point toward the inner ring of Vendrian, Well Valley, and small circle are drawn around the citadel. It's like... Alright, we're gonna go travel. While we go do that, I'm gonna take my first break, go to the bathroom, get some more water, dry. We'll be right back with some more tea. Stick around. What's this? I come back and we're in the middle of an ambush. Oh no! Ambush. Right, I guess your path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian Guard. You go no further until you deal with them. Characters become wounded when they are knocked out. On the path of damn difficulty, characters also become wounded when their health is significantly reduced or something.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff, pulsing with arcane energy. A cloth of blue fabric rests over her.
I owe you an apology, Peacebinder, for we have dishonored the surrender that you offered us in our year of defeat. I cannot excuse or defend our action. I leave that to history. But all the same, I am deeply indebted to you for treating my tearsmen with charity and humanity, even in this time of madness. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
Woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practiced display of etiquette. Warriors by her remain in ready stance to nurse. Very well. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I abide by this treaty.
We are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope.
Okay.
A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Tarkus Deimos is with the
Then
chorus
if we see
now.
him again, it will have to be as enemies.
Looks at the warriors to either side of her, shaking her head.
If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Certain she's asking about the Vendarian warrior that took Drasus hostage. In ruins, he did not survive the... Foxtail is dead. Now it's slowly saying nothing for him.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough. Then all that remains is for me to thank you for hearing me out. In accordance with our ancient customs north and south, let us part with peaceful accord.
Bows curtly, never letting her eyes leave yours before turning to leave. A moment later, the bodyguards turn to follow. Diddly do right. Word has reached this court that you have issued the Overlord's edict to the Archons of War and Secrets. Know that we understand fully the weight of this burden, and appreciate the loyalty you show in its dedication. Provided you survive this span, your service will be duly recognized. As you navigate the idiosyncrasies and mutual antipathy of our Overlord's War Masters, remember that Kairos watches all with interest. To distinguish themselves, whether Fatebinder or Archon, have the opportunity to rise in the Overlord's esteem. Even now, the Northern Courts whisper that the more successful of the two Archons will be granted rule over the whole of the peninsula. Similarly, your fortunes rest upon this. Choose wisely. Tune on the adjudicator. Arcana. Remain in all things your faithful servant. Messages in transit. Remain. Belzar?
Will do.
Like there was map there is something. Grasslands of the Tears stretch far throughout the land. Much of it remains uninhabited and unclaimed. Ambushed. Set our piece. Light about it. There's no reason to me not to. Alright. Trip not a woman. Skills gain experience as they are used and increase their rank with enough. think is cool. Shit. Reinforcements, finally, come this way. We need to. The chorus warrior pumps his tattooed arm and salute. Way through the gesture, a look of confusion dawns upon his pained face. Sister Verse? What did I do to deserve such a helping hand? A chuckle escapes the man before he shudders, placing a hand over his mouth, at once alert of the need to remain quiet. His voice drops to a harsh whisper. Fifth Eye has a sense of humor sending. Verse returns a cold glare but says nothing. Get around up. Oh yeah? Come to steal my quarry? He lets out a muffled chuckle for a half set of teeth. Who am I fooling? We met our match 2 days ago and aren't in any shape to tussle again. Just I'd love to brag in rights of claiming some scalps. My gang needs a rest before another fight. Camp is just not yonder, he points to the northeast, and we've kept an eye on them for the last couple of days. Some of them left a few hours ago looking for food, maybe out on patrol, but they haven't returned yet. Might be wise to strike now while they're divided. The gang and I will lurk nearby. When you make your move, we'll descend and help with capturing Florian. Don't worry, I'll let the others know you did the heavy lifting. Cheat at battle, but not with my reputation. Get the rebel.
Sorry, can't.
Get the rebel captain. Rebel captain!
Faust.
Campfire, camping supplies. Ooh, an axe. It's two-handed. One-handed. Better, and it's a one-handed weapon.
Something.
Oh, you found something, huh? Ooh! Ooh! Might be good for you. Inventory. Pop this open real quick. Already have the horde boots equipped. This is going this slot. I can do this. Alright, you use 9. Antry's quill? What are you good at? Oh, plus 1. Control life, edict of execution. What does that do to you? Plus 1 resolve. Everyone gets plus 1 resolve. That's neat. Alright, you're good. What are you good at? Level up. Lance, you can level up. Oh, cool. Your big thing. No, we're gonna upgrade. Fucking twice. That can go too. Boom. Okay, what you are good at? Magic staffs and one-handed weapon. Cool. So your secondary weapon is this arena. Cool. Literally using a quill to fight. That's kind of cool. Alright, you. Obviously good at duel. Not gonna fuck with it. Oh. Sorry. Wait, got you better stuff. Alright, cool. Starts with Walker. Cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How'd you do that? Yeah, I've done it before. Cast the edict of fire on the Vellum Citadel. I heard about it. How Kairos' anger raised the volcano from the sage-owned fortress. That was some impressive work. That was me, alright. Now call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell about it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's fate binder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places no one. Let's talk to Entry. Entry stops in his stride, darting his hands about his bandolier and belt as he softly mouths off a mental inventory of his inks and quills. Not assured his possessions are in place, he looks up to you. What'd I do with you? What about your man? Well, I don't like to brag much. I'm not asking you to brag. I'm asking you to tell me what you can do. My major areas of focus have been preservation, concealment, and healing. Arts that have served me well in this newfound life. Very pathetic. Teach me anything. Sure, I can show you how to blend your own inks, train birds to thank you their mom, how to turn a goat into parchment, but I'm sure you'd prefer to learn some magic. School of ink and quill still mattered. I'd maybe be more tight-lipped, but if we're going to travel together, you should learn how to mend wounds. Injured. I know the edict still looms, but if you have a few hours, I can show you the basics of it. Youth and confidence. Where you find one, you'll find the other. And let me tell you one thing I know for sure. Hubris and magic don't tell if you're eager to learn. It's me. This isn't your first cantrip. I can move a little quickly, but I think you can. Magic walks you through countless repetitions of the signing the mystic sigil. Ugh. Hours you wave your hand in the air to no effect until at last you sign the pattern in the air. You're right, gain 5 control lives. Talk more later. Indeed, I have a finite appetite for discussing myself, and I'm more than safe to press on. Spell learned. Learn new spell core. Jewel of life. They're gonna want to fight. Thing up here.
Yes.
I'm not here to make friends. Ain't that odd?
Right.
Is that for the record?
Oh, Jesus.
Ready for another?
On it.
Declare victory in the name of myself. Yes. That. Okay. That. Flying touch. You already have that. I can't do it. The Lord. Fucking garbage. You already have it. Back out. Alright. Everybody dance now. Ow, trap. Holy shit, look at your health. Oh! I'm gonna let that restore before we fight these people. Whew. That was almost bad. Come on, hurry up and heal, hurry up and heal. Let's go to war.
I got it. See that? I'm not dead yet. No.
Fall before me!
Right.
Fall before me!
I can feel my.
Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
Will do.
Bleed out, you little shit!
Yep, he died again. I gotta do a better job of protecting my healer. Oh, hey, you leveled up. Wait, you like... What's up, tree? Skirmish. Red. I would like this. You, after a kill, hers will straight. Alright. Get leveled up now. Yeah, level up.
Curious.
Ah! Stop with the traps. 7 days to Kairos' Day of Sword. I should not lollygag. I thought I had a little more time than that.
Can't do that.
So is this just... further? No, this is where I need to be. Okay. No idea where I'm supposed to... Yeah?
Spotted something.
Alox Florian. Thought he died. The Overlord's peons have arrived. Blaze up. Hawks in hand and ready for battle. The Vendrian captain bellows orders to the warriors in his camp. Dressed in tarnished bronze, putting countless scars across his arm. Alox Florian towers over his... You value your life drop. His words fall silent as he scans your face in careful detail. Wait, I know you. How on Taratus do I know your face? Can it be? Peacebinder? You negotiated the yielding of an ally. Oh man, people like me. Care to come to lecture me about not holding up my end of the surrender? You value your life drop everything and flee. Or stand and fight. I'm happy with that option too. It seemed unsporting for me to suggest. Left my nicest blue flag back at camp, but I'd like to talk all the same. You want to talk? Florian looks in either direction at his soldiers, gauging. Fine, speak your mind. Try anything funny. Run my faults, clear up your backside. I have a damn good reason for. Curious, almost flattered. Florian nods slowly, pondering your comment as he scans your head to toe. Why tell me this? What angle are you playing? Before, I'm only trying to minimize the body count. Tell me ideally. With Henry and Captain inhales deeply, taking a quick survey of his soldiers slowly. I will do it. If you allow my soldiers to leave, I will concede and agree to be your... Hear that? Go on and tell the crew back home that I'll return soon, and if not, Captain turns his gaze toward me. Well, if that happens, I trust you will avenge me. If Fatebinder speaks true, I'll be back soon. I'll even bring us back a souvenir. Severed head of the voices of Nerat. Each warrior in turn approaches Florian, embraces and readies to depart with a silent nod. When the warriors have said their goodbyes, they hoist their rucksacks and depart. Insects flutter around and land on a few pieces of rotten vegetables. Hit it. That's some. Alright. I click for details. It's 10 parrying. Who do I want? I have a 58. You're a 38. I'm gonna give this to... Oh, you. There you go. Better parry. Might as well either. Okay. Alright. Paint bronze sword, jeez. Alright. Everything else really good, so I just wanted you to be better at parrying.
I got it.
Let's go. Running into camp at the tail end of a sprint, the Scarlet Chorus warrior begins to speak, but stumbles forward, bracing himself, shoulder collapse as he catches his breath. We're on the way. His words roll up between labor breaths. Patrol from this morning coming back. Oh, look at that. He smiles an exhausted grin through his heavy breathing. The captain is in one piece, just as requested. Be pleased. Captain looks down at his feet, slow small creeps up his face. You haven't won just yet. Second patrol should be returning right about now. You tackle the incoming squad. My gang and I will make sure this Oathbreaker sees the voices of Neuron. Warrior salutes you with a wicked smile. Good hunting with you, Binder. The Archon of Secrets will be most pleased. It's time for a fight. Eliminate the Vendrian Guard reinforcement. All are ready for a shenanigan. Shenaniramas. Alright. Time to...
Will do. Sorry. Heads up, we have company. On it. I got it. Right. On it. On it.
Wake me up when it's over.
I got it.
I seem to be unwell. Where did all this blood come?
Will do. I got it.
I'm a bitch. Alright, first death. Crap. Blame the fact that lady got stuck in me for some reason.
Got it.
Cool. Aw, we haven't even talked to the guy yet.
Sorry, can't.
Yeah, I don't know why it's just sitting there. All right.
You see that?
On it. Take it. See that? I got it.
Better, faster, and stronger.
We're gonna move them one at a time.
I don't think so.
Around the trap.
Sorry, can't do that.
Alright. Around that trap. Another one. Around here.
Spotted something.
I got it. On it. I got it.
awful lot of red.
I got it. On it.
Wake me up when it's over.
See that? On it.
Take that!
Damn it, I was trying to get them to trap. Ah! Son of a bitch. This is annoying.
Got it. Slow down. Let's take a closer look.
On it. Right. Can't do that. This is useless. I should try something else. Will do.
I'm not dead yet.
Flawless. Right.
Better, faster, and stronger.
Will do. Take
No dice.
At once.
Will do. Found something. Right.
Bleed out, you little shit.
We should try that again. Await my signal.
Ready for another?
On it.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your...
No!
Wake me up when it's over.
Consider it done. Consider it done.
Okay. I walked into a trap. Frustrating. Oh, so frustrating.
Right.
Alright. Try this again.
Slow down. Let's take a closer look.
Alright. You can have them. Second. I'm gonna take a dash. You properly. Better stuff. Okay. Speaking tongues.
I'm not here to make friends. What do we have here?
My wisdom is finally catching up to my age.
can't move. On my command.
All right. Trap.
Can't do that.
Go around
I'm on it.
the trap. Go around the trap.
Yes.
All right. Done what I can. Get us ready for this one. Oh.
I'm not.
I've got it. On it. On it.
See that?
Oh, someone stitch me up.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Right.
This isn't working.
Right.
Bleed out, you little shit.
I've got it.
Ooh. Armor. Hey, it's crap. It's one of those games where magic starts sucking. Item can only be road. Huh, didn't seem to affect this. Oh. Second trap. Healing. I want this one.
Yes. Can't do that.
Okay. Alright. People are leveled up. Good, you're dodging the spikes. Thank God pathing's not incredibly retail. Good. Alright, we're gonna be doing this for about half an hour more, and then I'm gonna go. Tons of blade. Peacebinder's words, he snickers, shaking his head with a nervous smile. So I get to meet that masked monstrosity, and my crew lives on, so they might die in the next battle. Think it'd be less worrisome if I told you it'd be Karen's egg bowl. We're there. Alright, done. Captured Florian. No harm done. Plus, I didn't get fear and lose loyalty with Chicory. First.
Right.
Alright. Now we get to fight the second phase of this, which means I should probably save before. Oh, hey. Anyway, in conversation. Hey, Kim. Go. Alright. So. There. What was that?
Another battle? I'm starting to think it's bad at making friends.
On it. Right. Will do.
Oh, someone stitch me up.
See, I got their attention.
Will do.
I can't take much more of this.
Boom! That was much easier than the last time. Alright. Unspent points. Okay, so subterfuge and athletics have been really good for me so far. Subterfuge. This doesn't help anything. Or doesn't help me. Alright, we're gonna upgrade this because it literally does everything. Alright. An effect. Yes. Alright. Hold up.
On it.
Now we get to leave. And we won! And that was a much easier fight once I decided to take all the aggro. Except, probably gonna get ambushed. Oh. Okay. Cool. And all that time you guys still didn't heal? Man, you guys are dickheads. How's it going, friends? Like, man, it's Razor's camp. Watching and still, this is all manner of violence and revelry occurs me. Good naughty. Question the mighty camp. Death Knell is the master trainer here, and she's almost tough enough to take a fighter. Don't what I told you. Just the fight. While her ability is lacking versus correct, she's been running with the Furies even longer than Death Knell. Skill and puissance, nothing to save her sister. Versus a shred or two are decent enough to keep. You should get along like a couple of cage parrots, squawking to each other's mutual. Guess we need to go.
Sorry, can't.
Is there anything in the journal about? Wait, yeah. Won't need to do. Alright, Iron Marshal. Pretty useless coming here, and I wasted time doing it. Hey, it's not like we only have a week left until we die horribly. Favorite camp. Oh. Ha! Don't even have time to sleep on this mission. It's just run, 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 run. Playing Hagnon. Thanks, bro.
Will do.
Will
Sorry,
do.
can't.
Sorry, can't. Alright. I need to go talk to the Iron Marshal. The Iron Marshal. Firestarter, our skyrings once again cross. Welcome to the disfavored camp. Resounding clank, the disfavored warrior pounds his gauntlets to his chest and salute. I'm Sevius, or Sevius the Younger. We served in the Vilum. Good to be properly introduced. I remember you stopped the course from turning their leadership selection into one giant civil war. Glad Tunon sent a fate bender that knows the right side of the law. You should jaw with Iron Marshal if you want to talk substance. I'm just managing patrols here, and she and Ash are giving. Alright. That mission, and then we also have Marshall, Walker. Need to go in here. Marshall. Oh, coming in here was a mistake. I need funny art so I can get a question. Hello, boo boo. These are my boys. It's like, I'm leaving now, dude. Gotta be one of the stars, right? Lucia, Market. And Marshall. I'd find her eventually if I just use the map. Iron Marshal. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Irenyos, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fist in the air. She calls out to the warriors on the training field. Set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. The favorite officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden circle. From her uniform, this is the Iron Marshal Irenyos, first among equals in the Iron Guard, Raven Ash's inner circle of trusted followers. Charged with being the duties of leadership, logistics, and training. Rarely a quiet day for the second commander of the disfavored legion. As she clears the throat. No need to stay on top of the troops or the scales will rust. Their own good. If they don't. I have brigades massing along Placid, Eco Call, and Little Tooth Crossing. The Vendrian Guard have been able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold concerted attack. I have no right to give you orders, but her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we will all die to Kairos' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value. Oh. Assist. And our plan just might work. The Iron Marshal lifted her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the male articulations. Below it to work with those who do not share our training, and I know that Tunon the Adjudicator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all in the field. NTO will be leading the charge at Echo Call Crossing. Assisting you will be Barrack of the Stone Shield. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forge Bound weren't sloshed on Appleseed when they fitted his armor. He's survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and his armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise it's something of a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, Renio signals to the hulking presence. Barrack, come meet the Fatebinder. Storms. Soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. Mix of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone. Likewise, good Binder.
The good soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into a salute, his whole body clanging as he wraps his gauntlet against twisted sheets of metal that form.
Barrack, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor? No. Oh, that is to say, yes. I'm already as familiar with this ironclad halfwit as I care to be.
We don't have time to trade jabs today, Verse. After the siege, you can throw as many tantrums as you please. I suggest that we remain focused on the mission.
No offense to the mission, but seeing you looking like a garbage heap and reeking of a mass grave is more amusing by far. Did you forget how to don your armor, or did Graven Ash leave you out in the rain?
Excites, frustrated growl, shaking his iron enclosure of his suit.
It's challenging enough to experience battle from a courtroom, much less remember the faces of your cohorts. I wouldn't expect you to know me under these accursed blades of rust.
Bangs on his malformed chest armor for emphasis. Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. More importantly, if my worries come true and the Chorus tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the...
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
Nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. I ask that Barrick accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Sky. Barrick, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. We're to assume this task is ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you. Which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder is that understood? Barrick regards the Iron Marshal in impressive silence. In order, Barrick, she shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you know. Favor with disfavored. Loyalty with Barrick. Alright. Our party is made of...
Right.
Agreements. Barrick. To level you up. Right. I'm gonna put it in vitality. Multiple strength. Like your attacks to hit harder. Your demeanor. Enemies nearby Barrick have the resolve reduced. Enchant attack enemy. Area the blade increases one hand and two hand. She's a mocking invitation, challenging enemies to attack. Yes, he's a fucking taunt. Ah ha ha. Keep him off the healers. Keep him off the healers. Okay. Let's go.
I'd have it no other way.
Oops. Come on. Everybody. Get started. Echo Call clearing is 1. Ruins. Fucking hell. Alright, we're gonna go this way. Let's march! Unlike most enemies, bane lots of arcane damage. Oh no, arcane damage. Hells are spooky, guys. Oh. I go over here, maintain defensive posture. Winded, the disfavored commander, clutches his blood-stained chest piece as he takes a deep breath. Gathering his thoughts, his focus is on the scattered wounded men around him. He is yet to notice you. Better quip. What kind of a name is that? Your plan has been a rousing success. Most of our troops dead. A bridge destroyed. And the Vendrian Guard pushes us back to where we started. Ladies and gentlemen, the finest the North has to offer. As for your next act, I need those Furies on point. Don't mock my strategy after working against it. We could have taken them. Fatebinder, Shetley, do right. Bloodshander's eyes alight with recognition and glee. I did not think Tunon would send you. What an honor. Thanks to you, we now thrive in the Bloodshander's Guild. Oh, sure, a few of our peers in the School of Wild Wrath did not see fit to convert with us, but the voices had a long chat with them. While most of the wages of the Tears were slow to contend with Kairos' army, the Pyromancers of the School of Wild Wrath were all too eager to join the fight, far more dangerous than the average Tearsman levy. Fire mages became the focus of a joint disfavored. Oh, yeah. We tried to rush the western bridge, blow for blow. We had them running, but his gaze drops on. escapes, but halfway across the whole damn river, just the bloodchainer gesticulates, flailing for words. Lurched up. The accursed Matani swallowed the bridge and most everything on it. Most everyone on it. Only real soldiers we have left are the Scarlet Furies that I, quite wisely, directed into a flanking position. Few of us kept our footing, but the advantage was lost. We had to fall back. As we did, the Oathbreakers surged down the east bridge. We held ground until they fled back across the river, but now we're back to where we started with action. Explain it. I saw a woman dressed in blue on the other side of the river. Didn't seem like she fit in with the other. Had we focused our strength into one perfect lunge, we could have crossed the bridge before the enemy knew it was killing them. But it's not too late. We can use the Scarlet for... No, fool! Stop suggesting ways to get my gang killed. Are you working for the Oathbreakers? We should wait until the enemy is no longer on high alert. Duke suggested and said, "There is a time for initiative and a time for patience. We should try a different part in the river or come back later. The enemy is too wary of us now. Such a rush to see Kairos to come to pass. Sorry, Quip, but I'll strap you to my back and charge down that other bridge alone. Doing nothing isn't." If we're hearing of grievances, I'll let you call the shots, but we are talking about the lives of my gang. Conscripts are a copper a dozen, but Furies, I've worked hard to secure the loyalty of my gang. I will not scrap fine warriors with such a buffoonish... Oh no, what would make me happy? Channer taps his chin as he loudly sighs in full contemplation. Oh, I know. Fatebinder order Antio here to beg for my help. Make sure he stresses how incapable he is and how critical it is the chorus rescue him. All sense for the essential to assault is my command, and I'm not about to grovel for your servitude. He had the stomach, the insult to losing warriors to your full plan. Seems fair. You gain fear with Byrek. You gain wrath with disfavor. You gain favor with disfavor. I wish you wouldn't feed this one's ego. He deserved none of the satisfaction to take from this disgusting exchange. Like Kairos' fist. Man, Antio turns his head aside, spitting through half-muttered curses. Fine, please, oh please help us, bitter Quip. Without your intervention, this disfavored mission will most certainly fail. He turns away from the Channer's impish grin to stare at you with searing you. Stretching out a smug victory. He rubs his belly with sated glee. If only I could capture those words in my water skin and have sips of your delicious failure in my days of despair. Now that we have that settled... Listen, for this to work, Furies need a moment to get out of cover. Fatebinder, you need to run up the east bridge. Don't get yourself killed, just draw their attention. I'll signal my Furies to send a rope across while you have them occupied. No time to waste, let's hope your gang delivers. Antio turns to you, nodding with a heavy frown. Thank you for Fatebinder and good hunting. Like we're going in. Searching corpses for some loot. Searching corpses for some loot. Loot, 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 loot. Okay, his armor can actually. Loot, 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 loot. I don't want to see that much of old man legs. Alright, armor. Tap. Tap. Damn it. What I have now. You have... Alright. Going to the bridge. Armor. Helmet. Ian guard heavy.
Spotted something.
Holy shit.
Send me your champion!
Oh god, we're being attacked.
Keep your filthy hands off me!
Where did all this...
Graven Ash protects. Pull yourself together! Take me if you...
Yeah, we lost half our team to traps. That was dumb. I should have like carefully maneuvered people around. Instead I was like, charge! And you just see these spikes come up and just like pound into my people. Oh, that was great.
Yes.
Alright. Over the bridge! You there, and you, signaling her warriors to the bridge, a woman in the regalia of her Fendrian guard captain pierces the commotion with a shrill surprise. Get over there. Here, they disfavored her back. Guess they forgot a javelin or two. Be a doll, would you? Hurl them back. Her eyes widen, she slowly pieces together your face. Peacebinder? This isn't a disfavored warrior, it's the damn Peacebinder. First the armistice, then the surrender. Here to rub our noses in all those agreements of yours we ruined with this uprising. I have a hard time believing such words. What is the mantra? Kairos does not wish to rule a wasteland. The disfavored have stopped taking work slaves. Don't pretend we aren't targeted for elimination. Your friends seem to have misplaced most of their squad. Guess they're somewhere in my river. She shrugs sarcastically. My family's been protecting this river for 6 generations, so it's easy to lose track of all the looters and vagrants we've had to feed to the eagles. Unless you want to try a running leap over, you're stuck. Maybe try heading downstream to Placid Crossing. We have more warriors there, and I'm certain they'd be just as happy. To meet. Tidecaster that did this, same one that met me for a truce, trying to take stock of our crew. She lets out a loud snort, laughing to her. We had unexpected help. It's like kill and rape are random enough, and everyone comes out of the woodwork to shiv you in the air. Hold your oars a second. I have a statement prepared from Captain Ari for just this moment. She reaches into her belt and with an empty smile pulls her hand out to reveal nothing but the local hand gesture for penis. Wait, there's a second missive here somewhere. Faint scouring her pockets once more before displaying her phallic gesture again. As amusing as I find this soon-to-be corpse, it would appear that our distraction has paid off. Satisfied, she turns to leave, calling to you as she does. I wouldn't keep standing there, Fatebinder. The river's currents are quite unpredictable. Go back to Bitter Quip. Well done. While you were toying with the Oathbreakers, my gang had the opportunity to set a rope on the collapsed bridge over yonder. Furies wait to join you in battle. Good work, your gang establishes. We require no thanks for carrying the burden that is favored is too weak to lift. Plan now is to lower that bridge. My warriors can't swim in their armor. The lighter troops point squarely at you. Can move across the rope, then lower the bridge. We'll meet you on the other side. Crossing by rope, our weight bar clears his throat and shifts his weight awkwardly. In that case, I might recommend that I go last. For once, I agree with Antio. Bitter Quip points across the water in an animated alarm. My gang's been spotted. Go now, before they are overwhelmed. Oh, I'm sorry. Rope crossing! We made it.
I got it.
Look at that, future corpse.
Sorry, can't. I got it.
Let them think they can hit me.
It's good stuff for my boy Sagerino. Right? There you go, Sagerino. Ma, you look fancy as fuck in that outfit. Yeah. Are you a great sword expert? Alright.
Kairos' butchers have come! Flee!
Retreat! Captain Matonic signals for her troops to run to the nearby village. There's too many. They've crossed the river. Pull back. Vendarian soldiers rush forward and adopt a close formation, covering Captain Matani. She retreats from. Raise your hand if you'll leave behind orphans. Request goes unheeded as avenging
Your
the
days end here.
I got it.
I feel terrible.
Oh, someone got dark all of a sudden.
I can't feel my...
Potions. Potion. But cannot be changed out of combat. Ah!
You can rest when you're dead. I will aid you. I will aid you. Let's have it then. I'm going down.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for the stream. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to give me a follow. And as always, Shadeatania.